Hey, John.
Hey, Fabio.
So in Lisbon?
Still in Lisbon till Saturday morning.
Okay.
Hello.
How is it there today? There.
Unfortunately, Roberto can't make it today, so he wanted to let me know, or let me know to let you guys know.
Hey, Javi. Charles, do you know if Yuri is going to join?
I don't know. He's chatting with me on Slack. So I can ask him.
I know that Consult has not sure if he's going to join, and Pat can, I think. So maybe we can start, no?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. So welcome to the community call of Hyperledger Identus. So just for starting the antitrust and competitors role. So we just have a view and code of conduct from Hyperledger, just for being respectful to each other. So in the agenda today, we have just the updates from this week and last week, and some discussions about the. So in the last week, we were talking about the release that we did on Apollo, and we also mentioned the the sorry the test that you was doing for the code agent and some documentation that we improve. And the updates from this week, it's so we were reviewing the paths work for having a VDR in the URL. We also wanted to talk about the Apollo version 1.8 that is finally released for all the platforms. And the other thing that I also want to present is the deterministic deed that we talked 2 weeks ago. So I already did the proposal. So Is Pat here?
No, I think so.
And Alan is also not here, right?
I might ping on the Slack channel main. Okay.
Okay, just for I can talk about the Apollo. So we did the release of Apollo. We had some troubles, like we had
You guys check that everything is all right for my part, right? Well, my part, the TypeScript part
the
that
TypeScript.
also was affecting somebody else.
I think Alan was
Okay.
going to test it. He
Yeah, good
already
enough.
tested that it was compiling.
Good
But
enough, yeah.
I tested the JavaScript and Gonzalo tested on Swift. So we did the release of Apollo in all the platforms, and it's finally working as far as we know. So we resolved the problems. We had some problems like in the those last week that we talked about the in TypeScript that we were updating the library from the so if we deleted the package and we reinstall, it was like installing the last version of Apollo that was broken, and now everything should work correctly. And we are trying to do in a different way to avoid that problem in the future. For the VDR URL, so I don't have anyone here. Pat is still not here, right?
No.
Yeah. So I think we just review what the link that Pat, the documentation that Pat created. I don't know if anyone wants to talk about it. So was basically to have that link so we don't have a specific address URL for something that would be basically on Cardano or some other places. So the idea of the VDR is to not be tied to some specific deployment, but everyone can just like recognize the address and resolve that themselves. And the last topic I can present the, let me just open the link. So I open an issue on GitHub. This is for having a way to generate deeds, Prisma deeds in a deterministic way. So we can, in the future, like recovering those deeds. And we also wanted to have a nice way for the user to just having to memorize the mononic key phrase. So this more or less is the same idea as the one using for wallets on Cardano and other blockchains. So basically, I just did a bit of context and the problem that we're trying to resolve. I mentioned the specifications that are being followed for the mononic keys on Cardano and the way that is being built. So also talk about the key properties. You guys can review it later, but some of the things that I want to discuss is like the derivation.
Yeah, the new
format.
path. It looks great though.
Yeah. So I was based on the SIP 1852, so the one that is using for Cardano. But for the proposal and methods, so proposal I wanted to discuss later. For the method, I was like proposing using the same label that we use for Cardano. Just the idea is to be unique. So if anyone is using this same algorithm to generate keys, the idea of being unique is that this key is not being generating for any other purpose. So we want keys that are completely unique for the deeds. And the idea of being deterministic, how are we going to be deterministic, is like when we generate the deed, we only put the master key on the create event, and then we update the create event with all the other information that we want. And why we do this, because if we always put the master key, we can like trying to search on the blockchain if that master key already created it or not. So after we figure out what is the deed, we can like resolve the deed and figure out what other keys are in there and try to recreate the other keys, because we have a way to using this format. For example, here I will use the same as the key purpose, the key use that we use on the Prisma. So the master key, the VDR key, and the issuing key, and all those numbers. So we resolve the deed on Cardano, and we have one of those keys. We could try to figure out if those keys are generated by this part or not. And even if they are not, we could just since we have the master key, we can just replace with other keys. So at least we have a way to recover the deed from the monolith key. So I just have here like a text vector. So just some monolith keys, the keys that the private keys that could be generated by those paths. We're using this seed, and just like which are the deeds that are going to be created, and this would be more or less the information that would be on the create event. So just a master key. I wouldn't put any context and any service and anything other than that. And we can always, like, since in the Prisma block we can do more than one operation, we could like having the create event and having the update event immediately after. So that wouldn't be a problem, and we could just do a transaction on Cardano. I mentioned about some of the concerns in here, like using hardware wallets. Like we see, for example, as far as I know, when we are using hardware wallets, we get like different addresses in Cardano because they're using different algorithms. But as long as the user is always using the same, generating the same private key, everything else would work. So we'll be able to find the deed, and so it would work more or less as the addresses on Cardano. What else? So for the purpose, I'm not sure with what we
Fabio.
should use.
Fabio,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me make a question maybe. What makes this deterministic? Because if I got the deed string, nothing would tell me that it contains that specific amount of keys and what type of keys it has, right?
Yeah.
Like why would you define it as deterministic? In what sense
So,
it is?
okay, just to give a little bit of context. So the let's start from the end. So from the deed that we have here, this is basically the hash of this operation.
Okay.
And this is the protobuf that encodes this information with the signing of this.
Okay, which contains the usage and the
Yeah.
derivation path,
So
basically.
Just
if we generate this always the same way, so using the same label and the same raw data, we always generate the same deeds. And starting from the master key, we can figure out which is the deed, and we can try to resolve the deed on Cardano.
so it's quite so, Javi. What is also different, right, is it was very smart from Fabio, but basically what we were doing before is we had the create and update operation when we created the deed, right? What Fabio did is just removing the update operation and have it always as the master key, right? So it's always the master key, so it's always deterministic. You see?
Okay.
So that's how we deal with this.
I see what you mean. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, because before we were putting like DITCOM service and everything in the first operation, and the first operation is what it determines which is the deed that you are going to get. And
And
since we are
perhaps-
not,
Go on.
yeah, since the user may want to change service or it's not stored anywhere, it's like it depends on the input data. And here, the input data is just the master key, and the master key is defined by the mononic key and the derivation path.
And it doesn't make real difference in, for example, if you keep it on the Cardano blockchain, because two operations can go on the same transaction.
Yeah.
So you don't add transactions on it, right? So it was quite smart.
Yeah, and this doesn't change anything about the DID protocol, the DID
Yeah.
This is just a proposal for like
Makes it more efficient and easier to use.
yeah, just for the user to a way for creating DIDs.
Mhm.
Like the same way that you can create addresses from just having a private key, you can create DIDs from having a private key, but if you have a mononic key phrase, it's easy to generate a bunch of addresses, as here is easy to generate a bunch of DIDs.
And it makes it quite pleasant, like for these cases where you have a wallet, right?
Yeah.
You make them deterministic. You can always recover that DID, right? You can always recover the public keys from that DID, right?
Mhm.
So it's quite good.
Yeah, it is to help with integration with Lace.
Yeah.
We had this discussion, and
I don't-
they
I don't
wanted
think-
to.
I don't think it will just be used by Lace, by the
Yeah.
way. I think this should be used like by everything. Like it should be something like that we give to Prism DID, right? This should be also on Prism, completely on the Prism DID specifications we have.
Mhm.
Gonzalo, it should be kind of recommendation or extension because we still have to deal with the DID prisms that we previously created.
Yeah, but
And-
that doesn't affect any.
It doesn't
any-
affect.
Yes,
That's
yes,
why
it
it's so
doesn't affect.
smart.
It's true. It's true.
That's why it's so smart, because it doesn't affect in any way, right?
I mean, we just need the clear documentation that if you created DIDs in an old fashion, then you somewhere need to preserve your identity in order to know your DID or make a full scan of the Cardano blockchain to find your master key.
Yeah, so I also talked a little bit about that. So imagine that you already have a DID created and you wanted to like follow this proposal. So we have two possibilities, or you do a update to one master key and then we can search the whole blockchain for the whole like list of DIDs possible that are public and check if any of the updates you added that master key, because we can just search, although this may take some time. Not now, because there is not many DIDs, would be a fast thing to do, but this wouldn't be like a common operation. This like would be a recovering step. So if it takes a few minutes to figure out which is your DID, wouldn't be a problem. And even if we want to optimize that, we can just like create another DID, mention that this DID is also known as the other one that you had before. Of course, update the master key on the one that you had before to have this new master key. Basically, it's a way for you to use a previous DID, but following this proposal. So we could have tooling for this, but
I don't think that would be nice, right? I think like if it is like this, you can see by the operations that are on the first one, right? And you can follow it that it is deterministic, right? And
yeah, this is just a way for people to use a DID that it's not part of the DID that is not following this from the beginning, but still wants to use part of the tooling that we'll create for this.
But that one will be more difficult, I think. Let me think.
Yeah. I'm just saying that it can be done by searching the whole blockchain.
Okay, cool.
Or even like, for example, imagine that your mononic key it's not lost, but compromised in some way, and you still have your DID and you want to rotate the mononic key. You still can do that, because for Prisma DID that is possible. you can rotate the master key, and this doesn't imply anything about this. Of course, you should keep your monarchy always very secure, but if for some reason you want to no longer use it, you can just stop using this proposal at any time. So this doesn't affect how the DID Prisma works. This is just a proposal to facilitate new users. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And I also wanted to discuss what numbers should we use for the proposal. If anyone has any opinion.
Numbers? What do you mean numbers?
Yeah, so I mean, we want the derivation key to be unique. This first part would be just two constants. So the method I'm using the label that we are using on DID Prisma, and for proposal, we need to pick some number that is just unique. Like Cardano has one number, or it has two numbers. They rotate it, they change the number when they change era or something like that. But yeah, the idea is to be unique. So just have a read after, and we just need two constants here. That's it.
Okay, I see what you mean. The purpose and the methods.
Yeah.
Cardano also has the network in there, right? Or something like that?
Not really. No. So the network, it's.
I mean, it does, right? That's why the addresses that are from
So,
testnet are different from the ones that are from mainnet.
Testnet
Yes and no. I know. So the private key, as far as I know, the private key that it generated, it's the same because it's generated from the same derivation path. But since it's a testnet, they added a byte, and that changed the whole address because it's just different because you add a byte or a couple of bytes at the beginning. But
okay.
see,
So
the
they
key
don't change
itself
the
is the
derivation
same.
key. They don't change the derivation key. They change the address itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
I think it's still I was thinking about it, and I think it's still possible to map one address in the testnet to one address in the mainnet because the public key is the same.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the low level, I think you can do that. I'm not sure, but I think you can. Any other questions about this?
No, man, well done.
Mm. Ellen, do you want to comment anything about this Apollo release? Or Yuri?
Well, I would say that it was 1 month of struggling. Or there were a lot of moving parts in the Apollo project, like upgrading Kotlin, upgrading Swift, upgrading plugins, upgrading migration to the new Maven Central endpoint. Then it caused a different signing method for packages, but good job, guys. So huge efforts from Gonzalo and Alan. Now project is slightly simpler. We have a less code for build. Alan told that build is faster, and yep, now everything is published to the new Maven Central. So we need to upgrade downstream projects, run end-to-end tests to confirm that everything is fine, and then we can think about the scope of the next platform release.
Just one thing. Swift is the only one that actually needs to be updated. I don't remember Kotlin, because I don't remember if Kotlin was expecting a newer, higher version, right? Higher feature version, because we just increased from 1.6 to 1.8, right? But if it does, it's a quick fix. Swift is going to need like a few changes because we actually changed the name of the library. So it needs those small changes in Swift.
And all end-to-end tests should be green.
Yes, all end-to-end tests should be green. Alain already tested in the TS. I guess Fabio already tested with Java, right? So Android should be the same as Java. So I don't see anything happening in there. We will not be able to test Android because, as you know, the Kotlin SDK is kind of broken. I still didn't went there to fix the part of the mediator that is broken. And Swift is just that small change.
Just one last thing. We did the update, the release of the mediator 1.2 that basically only adds the
Is it the connection string thing?
a connection string that Javi did.
Perfect.
So this connection string with present just replaces the other configuration variables that.
I must say that in my production mediators, since I made that change, I have had one single timeout. So it looks to me like these timeouts that were like race conditions that we never knew where they were coming from, it looks like they got solved by this connection string. I guess that no, it's not. It's so basically what we added is you still have the option to connect using the 3 or 4 variables like the database name, username, password. But in MongoDB, you also have the connection string, which gives you a lot more flexibility to use even cloud providers and stuff like that. And those require specific things after the database connection string that need to be added. They are basically like URLs. And there is specific query parameters that we did not support that we now support. But it's zero of a breaking change.
Yeah, so the previous environment variables basically builds a connection string, but it was a bit restrict what you can do with that because we are specific fields. And since Mongo supports a lot of different like ways to define the connection string, and even after the connection string, there is like parameters that you can pass to the connection. So now you have control over everything. So you can like better configure the connection to the MongoDB, and that's it.
Yeah, that was a very good change.
Is there any issue that anyone wants to talk about?
I mean, not much, but remember at the beginning of the year that we defined that as part of our big vision, we wanted to make sure that in a long term we could improve documentation. Then I created a relatively big PR if you take in consideration the amount of changes on TS. And I would like you guys to review it. I think it is a big improvement in terms of like bringing clarity of what we are showcasing in the SDK.
So this PR? No.
No, not this one. Not this one, Fabio.
Yeah, sorry.
You had two, and one was saying documentation.
Yeah, it was the last one.
So
Okay.
it's that. Then if you go to the changes, of course, there is a lot of code comments and stuff like that. But if you go to the link that I'm referring in there, on the
Yeah, I can have a look after.
just if you can show that one for a second.
Okay.
Yes. Like I'm not so much in rush for you guys to approve or review, but in the sense like let's try to structure things better, and if you agree that this is a better structure and bring feedback and stuff like that.
Lavi,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
I'm scared.
If you try to use the TS SDK, right? And it says can't resolve RxDB plugins update.
Say that again.
Can't resolve RxDB/plugins/update bar.
But in like if I am using the SDK and I have this problem,
Yeah,
I don't. Who is having the problem?
me.
Oh,
I seen
And
it.
what version of the SDK are you using?
6.6.
6.6. Okay, you should be using a higher one.
Look, yeah, I sent it in the chat.
That's old. If you can switch to the one that I'm going to share with you now, better.
Okay.
Like we are still on an RC, but yeah,
Cool. Tell me which one it is, and I'll change it to help me a lot.
it's 7. Yeah, use this one, Gonzalo, that I'm sharing.
So any other questions? Anyone?
We should update these on the GitHub as well. GitHub releases. Is it is not a new version that we should have it?
It's a release candidate, so for now it's not yet.
Okay.
It's a release candidate. Like people need to opt in to use that. Like you need to specifically mention that you need this RC version. If not, you would not need. But yeah, in general, but probably after Rarivo, okay? After Rarivo, we can sit down and agree of when is the next release and all that. Because for the TypeScript SDK, it's been at least the whole year since release, and like official release. And I think we should release 7.0.
Talking about variable, how is the status of that? Does anyone know if that there will be recordings, or do we need to do that ourselves?
What do you mean recording? If
To
somebody will
record the
record our
workshop.
presentation,
Yeah, and the workshop, yes.
I mean, probably yes. If not, yes, record it.
Can you check on that, Yuri, if there is a recording? Making sure
I
that
mean,
we
for
don't.
sure, the Linux Foundation records it and makes it available on YouTube. I would for sure count with that.
Okay, so we don't need
I
to care about it.
I bet you, but yeah, I'm not fully certain.
And is everything ready? Is there any blocker? I know that Gonzalo is still like working on the on the presentation very much.
No,
Yeah.
The Apollo didn't help us. We are quite delayed.
buddy, do you need anything for that?
I already have the React code because I have it on ChatGPT made it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just having this issue that I showed you.
Just fix it. It will get out with that, 100%.
Okay. So
Then,
we
if
start
you are
that one.
if you are still using the old storage, you may need to contact me again.
I'm not using any storage, honestly.
You then where are you storing?
Using any storage in there. I just create the DIT for now. And I'm still not using any storage. I might use Pluto storage for
Okay, so you get that just by using the SDK.
yeah.
Okay, then just update and that's it.
Yeah.
That will figure it out.
Yeah. They are using their own storage, but I will not use it for now. I'll use Pluto's one. Cool. Yeah. Let's then have probably
We
have
should
when
look my
when is the meeting? When is the meeting? So John, are you going to be in Revo as well or not?
I have a conflict. I don't think I'll be there on Friday. I think your workshop is on Friday, right? I think it's unlikely I'll be.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay. Definitely won't be there. It's possible I'll be there Friday. And I don't think I'll be at the conference, but I might just be in Vegas. And it's possible that I might just be there on Saturday. So maybe we can get together, hang out on Saturday, but I don't think I can make it to the workshop on Friday.
Fabio, when are we coming back? It's Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yes, on the 10th.
Yeah.
Yes, you have it, right?
10th morning.
So it's 5+. Okay. So yeah, man, let's pick up anything and just meet.
Yeah, I've got maybe not worth sharing in here, but I've got a couple of things that I've got arranged for us. Like we are meeting the socias, like Sierra from socias, which is somebody that we've been working for 4 years, and it's going to be really worth meeting him and talk to him and see where we are and the synergies. And probably a lot more. But yeah, definitely, John, if you are in there, let's just grab at least a lunch or something. It would be good.
Yeah, I have to run a meeting in California, unfortunately, the same days, but I'm trying to move. I have flights to Vegas. I'm just trying to move them now to right after that thing. So I'll let you guys know.
Awesome.
Cool.
I figured it out.
Guys, I need to go. John, I will talk with you so we can meet probably on Friday, okay? Cool.
Awesome.
Fabio,
So guys,
love your no hairstyle. And
You like it? You should try, man. I'm definitely going to keep it like that for a while.
So yeah, cool. See you guys.
See you guys. Ciao,
Yeah,
ciao.
bye.
so guys, if there is no more questions, maybe we end the meeting here.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we are good. I need again, Fabio, the last changes that I wanted to do for the workshop, just to add the code examples and all that, but I will probably do it last minute, like during the weekend, and I will share with you on Monday.
We also need to update the QR code. Don't forget.
Yes,
Right?
correct. And I think Yuri also moved the repositories, and
Yeah, that's the
let's
reason
make sure
we
that
need
it
to
didn't
update.
affect. Cool. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Talk to you
Have a
soon.
nice
Ciao,
day.
ciao.
Yeah, bye.
Goodbye.